Welcome everyone, today we're having this Genshin Impact News Digest. In this video, we'll have a look at the latest information on the MiHoYo's treatment with the global Hong Kong Impact players and how might this affect the Genshin Impact players. So over here you can see a number of notes of what is happening on this event, which we'll cover, and how this might potentially affect the global players with Genshin Impact. We'll have a look at some of the disparities between the Chinese servers and also the global servers with some of the previous events and with some of the updates. So we'll go through those and also some of the notes from the community. I have made a summary of the 3 key points that was mentioned from the English community and also Chinese community about the disparities between Genshin Impact, the global servers, and also the Chinese servers. We'll go through those in this video. We'll also be having a look at the latest community surveys that is available for the global community, and how we can make our voice heard and also provide some good suggestions on this particular post. And over here we also have the pre-installation notice on the date of the pre-installation, and we'll talk about the size of the files for the mobile and also the PC pre-installation, and why is that we want to pre-install patch 1.5 early to avoid any of the delays and also the slowdown of the download speed during the day of the launch. We'll also be going through some of the community recommendations of increasing the reputation system and also the force-bearing tree to give us more rewards in the future. And over here we'll have some interesting memes from the community, and also one over here about the field tiddler. And finally, we have an interesting clip of Rosaria running at super speed, which actually looks amazing with Diana, Rosaria passive, and also Anemo Resonance. She's actually running super fast. Now coming over to this Reddit post by One Act. What is happening is, currently there had been an apology issued by MiHoYo towards the Hong Kong Impact 3 players with the Chinese community. So to summarize what caused the disparity between the Chinese community and also English community on Hong Kong Impact, and what happened with the MiHoYo decisions. There was supposed to be a 3-year anniversary event for the global servers for Hong Kong Impact, and this provided a special skin for one of the bunny girls, so you can see the special bunny girls with a special video for the global community. Now the Chinese community for Hong Kong Impact wasn't too happy about this, because this was exclusive to the global community. And after a number of overwhelming feedbacks from the Chinese community, which had been ongoing for about a month now, so the official apology did come from MiHoYo. If we come over here, we can see the official apology from MiHoYo given to the Chinese community and also to the English community. Now there is a difference though. After the apology, the Chinese community was able to receive a lot more rewards compared to the global community, and this is what caused the second separation between the two communities. We can see that the Chinese community got over 2,800 of the crystals, which provided 10 free wishes, and the global community only got 500 crystals, which is not enough for 2 wishes. So the difference between compensation is what drove the community apart. So because there's a big disparity between the reward both of the servers got, this created more conflict between the communities, and this may be concerning for the Genshin Impact community as well, because this decision made by MiHoYo may be affecting both of the games, with Hong Kong Impact and also Genshin Impact. And even within the Chinese community, a lot of players do feel that this is unjust towards the global players. So this is the raise of the concern. Now this post do talk about how might this affect the Genshin Impact player base. And I have had a look around, and the 3 major points from the English and also the Chinese community between the disparity or the separation of rewards between global and also Chinese servers. The first point that was raised was actually the KFC collaboration event, with the exclusive wins only available to the Chinese players. Now if you guys do remember the previous event around March with the KFC event in China. Now usually there's some of the exclusive Chinese collaboration events and also merchandise events, but for this event there was exclusive wins only available to the Chinese players. And I guess initially the global players wasn't too happy about this, and some of us did raise a voice about this. And what happened during this event is, the developers later made an official issue on the official Twitters and also on some of the forums about this event. The exclusive win will be coming to the global servers, the Asian servers, the Hong Kong, Taiwan servers around July 21st. So in order to adjust the disparity between the Genshin Impact player servers, this was announced. And also if we recall back during the game, we were able to get a special login event for the particular KFC collaboration event. So we were rewarded about 300 promo gems over 7 days, and also some of the special KFC fried chicken recipes. So this was one of the first time there was a sizable disparity between the servers with the exclusive wins. Now the second point between the separation of the community actually came from the Chinese community. So what is happening is, there is an official notice over here about the developers' discussion on the security system that's coming to the game. If we come to the English translation over here, we can see on question 7 there is supposed to be a better improvement of the security system that will be coming to the game, and the developers will be looking into this. So with the Chinese notes, it actually also states that this may be coming around May and also June. A few of the selected servers will be tested first, and then this will be available to all of the servers, providing better security, likely in the form of the two-factor variation. But the Chinese community players were talking about that them was having a better security system than the global players. It's a little bit sarcastic about this one, because what is happening with gaming in China is the cost of better security is a personal ID information that has to be given to the gaming companies. Because the regulation of the laws and also the security system in China, the players like the security IDs have to be given per person to be able to play those games. And the Chinese community were joking about them having a better security because you can claim your account back with your personal ID. If you lose your account, it is easier to claim it back because no one can take your personal ID. But the downside is they do have a cost. They have to submit a bit of the privacy information. So I guess during the search of the disparity between the servers, the Chinese community were talking a bit about the disparity between the security system, and they were also really happy about having better security between all of the servers. Because even though you can claim back your account, you cannot stop items being destroyed by the hackers. Sometimes the hackers will hack the account, and if they realize they can't sell the account because you have linked your emails or maybe your accounts with better security, if they can't sell it, they might destroy the items. So all of the servers and all of the communities are very excited for this new feature. So hopefully this goes through by May, and also every server gets this one on June. Now the third point of separation between the Chinese and also the global community is about the inconsistency of the time zones between the servers. This was mentioned more with the English community and sometimes on Reddit about the US and also the Europe servers having hours of delay after certain events, after new banners, and after new quests. And this might cause some of the frustration, and sometimes players will be avoiding a lot of social medias, YouTube, even Reddit, to avoid potential spoilers. Because when there's a new content other than the major patch update, most of the time the Asian servers and also the Chinese servers do have this a little earlier than other servers. And in order to avoid the spoilers, a lot of players have been avoiding social media during about 10 or 12 hours. And this can be a little difficult and also frustration for the players. So this was actually raised by the English Reddit community as well. And some of the players have to wait for longer before they go for the banners, before they can do their quests and also special events. So after looking around, I do think this is not the biggest issue from the developer's perspective. I don't think they intentionally designed so the Europe and also the US servers are delayed. It was regarding towards the time zones, because if we have a look at the Asian servers and also the Chinese servers, it seems that those two servers do have the similar time zones. And after that, the US and also Europe servers do have a slightly delayed time zone. And I don't think this will raise much of a concern between the disparity between the two communities, between the Chinese or the global servers. So after having a look of the points raised by the community, I do think that there isn't a massive separation between the Chinese and also the global community in Genshin Impact. I think the biggest concern is that we do not have any of the exclusive items only available to one server. And the KFC event, I think the developers were on top of this. We can see the translations over here from the Japanese official tweet that they have been addressing this concern. So the global servers will be getting the special wins and also the exclusive items. So this is a better approach, I think, compared to what happened over here with Hong Kong Impact 3, where the community members do feel a massive difference between the amount of compensation between the two servers, which is definitely justifiable. Because 2,800 versus 500 crystals, there is a big difference over here. So let me know what you guys think about the Chinese and also the global community on Genshin Impact. Do you think we should be a little concerned about the separation of the communities, or do you think currently Genshin Impact is doing a really good job? Because I haven't seen a lot of the complaints from the community about this difference. And most of the time when there's a reward given to the community, everyone with a promo code gets the same promo code, and most of us do have the similar web event or maybe the special events that's coming to both communities. Although the global community might have a delay with the web event, those will take a bit of time for translation. And hopefully in the future, the developers also keep an eye on both of the communities and also provide the consistent reward for both of the communities instead of the exclusive rewards. Now, if you haven't subscribed, this is a really good time to do so. Make sure you also turn the bell on for the latest news as I find more of them for us. You can see that we're really dedicated for Genshin Impact. We'll have builds, guides, tips, news, and events updates for everything that's Genshin Impact related. Now on the topic of the future updates and also community satisfactions with Genshin Impact, there is also another form of survey that is available on the official forum. So if you guys are interested in sharing some of your thoughts, suggestions to the game, definitely come over to this one. Usually it is sent in-game, but this one is also available on the official forum to give us more chance to raise our voice. So if you guys are interested, definitely come over to this one for the satisfaction survey, which might take about 2 minutes to complete. And now coming over to this post over here about the pre-installation of Genshin Impact with patch 1.5. The pre-installation date will be available on the 26th of April, around 10 AM UTC plus 8. So what that means is, once this is available, I do strongly recommend us to pre-download whenever we can, because once the patch is actually under maintenance and you try to download, a lot of people will do it the same, and this will reduce the bandwidth, and you might be downloading 5 GB of data, and this might give you very low speed. So we really want to pre-download the game before everyone else starts to download. So make sure guys you're aware of the time, and when the pre-download is available, come over here and pre-download the game. And this is quite important. We're currently not sure how big the size of the file is for the pre-download, but from previous information, it used to take about 8 or 9 GB of the space on PC. This may be much smaller on the mobile devices, but this might still take about 1 GB. So make sure we do have the space on the devices we have, and be prepared to download the game when it is available. Now coming over to some of the fan clips and also memes shared by the community. The first one we have is from Jenna over here about a really nice recommendation. I always felt this is an unfulfilled potential. And before we go about some of our recommendations, some of the recommendations we talked about during the videos actually worked in the latest patch notes from the devs. So we spoke about the reduction to the risen cost for the weekly boss, and that was in the devs notes. We also spoke about getting better security, and that was finally addressed. So let's have a look at this one. So what does it mean over here is that the Mondstadt reputation, the ring reputation, and also the force bearing tree reputation only goes to level 10. And we did get some good rewards for those. But it stopped, and there's still ongoing quests that we can do every week, but we don't get that much reward. Now imagine if this keeps going. We can get more free wishes, some Mora, and some talent books. It doesn't have to be much, but just know that there's something more we can grind is actually really good. So notice over here previously it's locked at level 8. If we keep going to level 9, level 10, and the more we go we get some free wishes, this can be something we want to do all the time. And this can bring more activities that doesn't cost any reason. So similar for the Lyric Harbor, and also similar for the Force Bearing Tree. So those can be some really good add-ons to the game. I don't think this will be a really hard feature to add, because all the infrastructure is already there. There's also those quests ready as well. We have to do those for the weekly quests anyways. So I think this is a really good recommendation, and let me know guys, if you like it, we can put this in the next survey. And maybe this is a really good add-on for more resource and more ways to play the game. Now coming over to this post by Level over here. So this is from the Genshin Impact meme community. So when you realize that there hasn't been any of the new 4-star male characters up on release, so Game is like, there wasn't? So notice that we got a lot of new female characters, but we haven't had any of the male 4-star characters. And it seems that in the future, we're still getting new male characters, but they're mostly 5 stars. So most of the cute female characters do come in 4 stars and also 5 stars. And Game is like, oh. So yeah, I thought this is a nice little meme. Look at the Game face, she's like really shocked. Now coming over to this tweet by Jared Nats. So we have heard the field tillers. So this is actually from the main story. It was talking about the field tillers like as if they're like the farmer robots. And notice our friend over here made a field tiller. So he's got the nice little cozy head. He's got the outfit and he's got some flowers looking good. This is what I thought when I heard the name. I was like, it's one of those field robots, right? You know, they take away the weeds, they do the farm, and this looks very peaceful. Until they start shoot rockets at you, and also missiles, and also lasers. So, you know, when I first started the game, those guys were like a special boss for me. It always felt like a challenge, and I'm trying to shoot them in the eye. It was a really good time when I was really weak. But later on, as we get stronger, those guys seems to be much easier. But you know, the ones in the Spiral Abyss still are very hard, because they're like level 100, they do a lot of damage. Now usually we save the best to last, so coming over to this clip from MikeTheScientist, this is a combination of a very fast movement speed team. So Diana Rosera passive, which allows her to move faster at night. Diana provides us with a faster movement speed under the shield, and Anemo Resonance give us 10% more of movement speed. So I was pretty amazed by this. Let's check it out. So you get the Diana shield first, which goes to the other characters, and Rosera already have the passive from the Anemo characters. Look how fast she runs, guys. This is like twice the speed. She can actually cross the map super fast, and even if she's not sprinting, it still looks very fast. Her normal run speed is actually surprisingly good, and notice that when you have the Diana shield, Rosera runs super fast. And also it doesn't seem to be consuming a lot of stamina. Oh, he also took the particular potion. Notice that he's got the running potion too. So he's got like super stamina and super speed. This is what I mean by Rosera is such a good character if you do have a good movement speed team. You don't need Diana all the time. I think just having 2 Anemo characters and also Rosera is enough. I was running away to collect a lot of flowers, a lot of the silk flowers. It worked really well, guys. Just remember, when you use Rosera, set the timing onto night and just run away like Sonic. And she runs super fast even without sprinting. Now if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe and also turn the little bell on for the latest news. I'll be looking towards to make more builds, guides, tips and news and event updates for us as we come further into the game. And as always, I wish you guys the best of luck with Genshin and have the most fun in exploring this wonderful world.